Who's paying for this house, huh? Your drug dealer boyfriend? The words cut
You
before
think
the
I'm
water
stupid?
did. The hose jerks in his hands, the nozzle twisted to full pressure. A violent white blast explodes outward, slamming into her face, her chest, her throat. The impact is brutal, knocking the air straight out of her lungs. She stumbles backward, heels skidding on wet grass, then crashes hard onto the lawn. Cold water pounds her skin, forces its way into her mouth, her nose, her eyes. She coughs, chokes, gasps, but the spray never lets up. You think I'm stupid? He steps closer, boots grinding into her flower bed, roses snapping under his weight. The stream hits harder now, crueler, aimed directly at her face. Water roars in her ears, drowning out everything else. She tries to raise a hand, tries to speak, but the pressure pins her down. Black woman in a $500,000 neighborhood. The sentence lands heavier than the water. It carries years of suspicion, hatred, entitlement, all compressed into one sneer. He leans forward, jaw clenched, eyes burning. You're either a maid or a thief. Which one? Please, officer, please. Her voice cracks, breaks apart, swallowed by the spray. Water fills her mouth, forces her head to turn. Her chest burns. Panic floods in, sharp and animal. She can't breathe, can't think. Her heart hammers wildly against her ribs. I own this home. The words barely make it out. They come out hoarse, fragile, almost lost beneath the roar of water. Own it, you. He laughs, cold, vicious. The sound carries no humor, only contempt. He tilts the nozzle slightly, adjusting the angle so the water slams directly into her nose and mouth. Maybe I should call immigration. Check if you're even legal. 40 seconds. It feels like forever. The water keeps pounding, relentless. She fights for air, her body instinctively trying to turn away, but there's nowhere to go. The grass beneath her is soaked now, mud seeping into her clothes. Her arms shake with exhaustion, her vision blurs. Across the street, doors fly open, neighbors rush out onto porches and sidewalks. Phones rise into the air, cameras rolling, recording everything. Someone shouts. Someone screams for him to stop. A woman gasps, hand over her mouth. A man yells that the police are out of control. Finally, the spray stops. Sudden silence is deafening. She sucks in air like she's been pulled from underwater, coughing violently, her body folding in on itself. Water drips from her hair, her blouse, her lashes. Mascara streaks down her cheeks in dark, uneven rivers. Her hands tremble as she pushes herself upright, every movement slow, deliberate, painful. She sits there for a moment, destroyed, humiliated, soaked through, chest heaving as she tries to steady her breathing. The lawn is ruined, the roses crushed, her dignity dragged through the mud. Then slowly, she stands. Her posture straightens, inch by inch. Her hands stop shaking, her breathing evens out. The fear drains from her eyes, replaced by something colder, sharper. She reaches into her pocket, pulls something out, something small, something simple. Something that drains all the color from his face. Whatever she pulled out makes him stumble backward, his confidence evaporating in an instant. His mouth opens. Words fail him. His hands rise instinctively, palms out, suddenly pleading. Please, ma'am. I didn't know. I didn't. Wednesday morning, June 12th, Portland, Oregon. The sun climbs over Laurelhurst, one of the city's wealthiest neighborhoods. Tree-lined streets stretch quietly beneath the morning light, shadows spilling across sidewalks like long fingers. Craftsman homes sit proudly behind manicured lawns, the kind that costs more to maintain each month than most people's rent. At 2847 Maple Ridge Drive, everything looks peaceful. A two-story house painted pale yellow with crisp white trim rests behind a low decorative fence. A rose garden lines the front walkway, every bloom perfect, vibrant reds and soft pinks heavy with dew. Terracotta pots filled with bright geraniums flank the front door, carefully arranged, intentional. Inside, Dr. Simone Laurent pours her second cup of coffee. The kitchen smells like French roast and lavender soap. Morning light filters through sheer curtains, settling softly over granite countertops. Classical music drifts from a speaker on the counter. Vivaldi, her favorite for Wednesday mornings. The notes fill the space, calm and precise. Simone is 42. Her natural curls are pulled back with a cloth headband, practical, neat. She hasn't put on makeup yet. She's dressed in old jeans and a simple cotton blouse, clothes chosen for comfort, for gardening. Her briefcase waits by the door, already packed, case files neatly organized inside. Oral arguments are scheduled for 2 p.m. at the federal courthouse downtown. But first, the roses need water. She glances at the photograph taped to the refrigerator. Her and James, smiling, arms wrapped around each other on their anniversary. Her husband, Dr. James Laron, a cardiothoracic surgeon, he left for the hospital at 6 a.m. Sharp. Wednesday surgeries always start early. Simone walks to the front door and opens it. Cool morning air washes over her, fresh and clean. She pauses, breathing it in. This is her favorite part of the day. Before the courtroom, before the gavels, the arguments, the weight of decisions. Just her in the garden. She grabs the green garden hose coiled by the porch steps and turns on the spigot. Water rushes through with a familiar hiss. She adjusts the nozzle to a gentle spray. The roses drink it in. She moves slowly, carefully, giving each plant attention. The soil darkens as the water soaks in. Her shoulders relax. Her mind drifts briefly, already running through the legal strategy for today's case. A complex civil rights lawsuit. Police misconduct allegations. She needs to stay sharp. Good morning, Simone. Eleanor Henderson waves from next door. 78 years old, white hair pinned up, wearing a floral house dress, her own garden hose looped over one arm. Morning, Eleanor, Simone calls back with a smile. Your roses are looking beautiful. Oh, yours put mine to shame, dear. Eleanor laughs. That fertilizer I recommended is working like magic. Thank you. This is their routine. 5 years of it. Weekly tea on Sundays. Emergency calls when packages arrive. Eleanor watched the house when Simone and James went to Hawaii last month. Simone moves on to the geraniums, humming softly along with the music still playing inside. She doesn't hear the patrol car slow down across the street. She doesn't see Officer Derek Whitmore behind the wheel watching her. Whitmore is 38, buzz cut, square jaw. 15 years with Portland PD. His grip tightens on the steering wheel as he stares. You see that? He says. His partner, Officer Ryan Mills, looks up from his phone. Mills is 24, fresh-faced, only 8 months out of the academy. See what, black woman? Expensive house? Doesn't add up. Mills shifts in his seat, uneasy. Derek, come on. What? It's just someone watering their garden. This is Laurelhurst. What? Whitmore puts the car in park. Something's off. I'm checking it out. What? The captain said we need to be careful. What? The community liaison office. The liaison office can kiss my ass. Whitmore opens his door. I've been doing this job for 15 years. I know suspicious when I see it. Mills watches him cross the street but doesn't follow. His stomach twists. This feels wrong. But Whitmore is the senior officer. Mills is still on probation. Whitmore's boots hit the sidewalk hard, deliberate. His hand rests on his belt, near his gun, near his cuffs. Simone glances up, sees the uniform, the badge. She straightens and turns off the hose. Good morning, officer. Can I help you? Her voice is calm, professional, the same voice she uses in court, but her pulse quickens. She's done nothing wrong. Still, her hands tighten slightly around the hose. Whitmore stops at the low decorative fence. Doesn't ask permission. Doesn't hesitate. He steps right over it, onto her property, onto her lawn. His shadow falls across the rose bushes. What are you doing here? His voice is cold, flat. Simone blinks. I'm watering my garden. Is there a problem? Your garden? He looks at the house, then back at her. His eyes narrow. This is your house? The way he says your makes her skin prickle. Yes, I live here. Why are you asking? Whitmore takes another step closer, invading her space, making himself bigger. Ma'am, I'm going to need to see some identification. Simone's heart pounds. She is a federal judge. Oh, she knows the law better than most attorneys in this city. And right now, this officer has no legal reason to demand her ID. Officer, I'm on my own property. I don't have to show you identification. Whitmore's face hardens. Ma'am, don't make this difficult. Not making anything difficult. I'm asking why you're here. He steps closer. She can smell his cologne cheap, overpowering. His hand stays near his belt. We've had reports of suspicious activity in this neighborhood. I need to verify that you live here. Suspicious activity? I'm watering flowers. Exactly. He tilts his head slightly, eyes scanning her from head to toe. You don't look like you belong in this neighborhood. The words hang in the air, sharp and ugly. Simone's jaw tightens. She's heard versions of this her entire life, never on her own front lawn. What does someone who belongs here look like, officer? The question lands clean and sharp. Whitmore's eyes flash, irritation flaring into something darker. Don't play games with me. Before Simone can respond, a voice cuts in from next door. Officer, Simone lives there. She's been my neighbor for 5 years. Eleanor Henderson stands at the edge of her porch, hose forgotten in her hand, eyes narrowed with disbelief. Her voice trembles, but she doesn't back down. Whitmore spins toward her, anger snapping outward. Ma'am, step back. This is police business. Police business? Eleanor fires back. She's watering her own garden. Whitmore takes a step toward Eleanor now, his presence aggressive, domineering. One more word and I'll cite you for interfering with an investigation. Eleanor's mouth opens, then closes. She hesitates for half a second, fear flickering across her face. Then she reaches into her pocket, pulls out her phone and raises it. The camera lens locks onto Whitmore. Simone forces her breathing to slow. She keeps her voice level, controlled. Officer, I'm happy to answer reasonable questions, but you've given me no legal justification for this. Stop. Legal justification. Whitmore laughs. It's not a pleasant sound. Sharp, dismissive, dripping with contempt. You want to give me legal advice now? I'm simply asserting my rights. Your rights. He moves closer still, until he's inches from her face. She can feel his breath, smell the stale coffee and cologne. How about I tell you what your rights are? You have the right to cooperate. You have the right to not piss me off. That clear enough? Mills appears at the fence line, his face pale, eyes darting between Whitmore and Simone. Derek, maybe we should get back to the car, Captain Reynolds said. I don't care what Reynolds said. I'm handling this. Mills hesitates, torn. Then he retreats, shoulders slumping as he turns away. Simone watches him go. No help there. Across the street, a young couple on their morning walk stops. The woman pulls out her phone and starts recording. 2 houses down, Mr. Carter steps onto his porch, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the scene. Whitmore notices the growing audience. It makes him angrier. All right, here's what's going to happen. He squares his shoulders, voice rising so everyone can hear. You're going to show me proof you live here? Deed, mortgage papers, utility bills. Something. Those documents are inside, and let's go inside and get them. You want to enter my home? Do you have a warrant? His face reddens, jaw tightening. I don't need a warrant if you invite me. I'm not inviting you, and I'm detaining you until we sort this out. On what grounds? Trespassing. Trespassing on my own property. That's what I'm trying to determine. Simone's mind races. She could go inside, grab her federal credentials, end this in seconds. The badge would shut this down instantly, but anger burns in her chest. Why should she have to prove anything? Officer, I want your name and badge number. Whitmore reaches up slowly, deliberately, touching his nameplate like it's a threat. Whitmore, badge 4782. Write it down. I'll wait. I will. Trust me. Ooh, a threat. I'm shaking. He turns to the growing crowd, spreading his arms slightly. Everybody see that? She just threatened me? A teenager on a bicycle rolls up, skidding to a stop near the curb. Black kid, maybe 16. He pulls out his phone and points it directly at Whitmore. I'm recording this, officer. For the record. Whitmore spins toward him. Put that phone away. It's my right to record the police in public. This is private property, kid. Get lost before I arrest you too. The teen doesn't move. He keeps recording. His phone screen shows the live stream. 47 people watching. Whitmore's radio crackles on his shoulder. He ignores it. Last chance, lady. Show me ID, or I'm taking you in. Simone's hands shake. Not from fear, from rage. Taking me in for what? Failure to identify. Resisting. I haven't resisted anything. You've resisted every request I've made. Your requests are unlawful. There you go again, playing lawyer. What are you, some paralegal secretary at a law firm? The condescension makes her blood boil. I work in the justice system. Whitmore laughs. Let me guess. Court secretary? Filing clerk? He looks her up and down slowly. No, wait. You clean the courthouse bathrooms. Eleanor gasps from her porch. Mr. Carter shakes his head in disbelief. The teenager's live stream ticks upward. 340 viewers. Officer, you're making a serious mistake. The only mistake here is you thinking you can live in a place like this. He gestures broadly at the house. $500,000 home. Perfect roses. You expect me to believe you can afford this? Why wouldn't I be able to afford it? Because people like you... He stops himself. Just barely. People like me? What? You know exactly what I mean. Say it out loud, for all these cameras. His face darkens. Don't push me. I'm not pushing. I'm standing in my own yard. The garden hose is still in her hand, water dripping slowly from the nozzle. She'd turned it off when he first approached. Whitmore's eyes lock onto it. Put that down. It's a garden hose. Put it down now. She sets it gently on the grass. Water pools around it. Step away from it. You're joking. Do I look like I'm joking? Step away. She takes one step back. This is insane. Garden hose. Whitmore keys his radio. 712 to dispatch. Requesting backup at 2847 Maple Ridge Drive. Uncooperative subject. Static crackles. Copy. 7 a.m. 12. Nature of the call. Possible trespassing. Subject refusing to identify. Derek, don't. Mill's voice carries from the patrol car. More neighbors emerge. A woman in yoga clothes. A man walking his dog. Another teenager joins the first one, both filming now. Simone looks at the crowd. Eleanor, tears streaming down her face. The young couple holding hands, phones raised. Mr. Carter nodding at her. Silent support. She looks back at Whitmore. A man with a badge, a gun. 15 years of unchecked power. She makes a decision. Officer Whitmore, I'm going to reach into my back pocket now, slowly, to get my identification. Keep your hands where I can see them. My ID is in my back pocket. I need to reach for it. Fine. Slow movements. Any sudden moves, his hand rests on his gun. The crowd murmurs. Someone shouts. He's threatening her. Simone moves carefully. But as she shifts her weight, her foot catches the garden hose. She stumbles slightly. The hose jerks. Water sprays up. A few drops hit Whitmore's pants leg, barely noticeable. Splash. Maybe a tablespoon of water. He looks down, looks at the wet spot on his uniform. Then he looks back up. His face transforms. Pure rage. Did you just assault me? What? No, I tripped. You just assaulted a police officer. It was an accident. I saw it. You sprayed me deliberately. Officer, that's not what happened. He lunges forward, grabs the garden hose from the ground. His movements are sharp now, violent. No hesitation left in him. Mills breaks into a run from the patrol car. Derek, stop. Whitmore doesn't even look back. He twists the nozzle hard. The spray changes instantly from a harmless mist to a brutal jet. Maximum pressure. A weapon. Simone sees it coming. Don't you dare, the water slams into her face. Force of it is stunning, like being punched. Her head snaps back. Cold shock explodes across her skin. She throws her hands up instinctively, but it's too late. The stream crashes into her chest, her shoulders relentless and precise. Her blouse soaks through instantly, clinging to her body. Her breath disappears. She tries to turn away. Whitmore follows her with the stream, tracking her movements like a predator. You think you can assault me? He screams. The sound of his voice is wild now, unhinged. You think you're special? The pressure knocks her backward. Her heel catches on the rose bushes. Stems snap. Thorns tear fabric and skin as she falls hard onto the grass. Whitmore steps forward, towering over her. He keeps spraying. Water floods her face, her eyes, her mouth. She can't see, can't breathe. Her lungs burn as panic surges. She coughs, chokes, gasps, but the stream never lets up. Maybe this will teach you some respect. She's on the ground now, completely helpless, hands over her face. Doesn't help. The water forces its way through her fingers, into her nose, into her throat. 10 seconds. 20. 30. Stop it. Eleanor screams from her porch, her voice breaking. She's drowning. 40 seconds. Her blouse is plastered to her skin. Her jeans are soaked through, heavy, dragging her down. Water fills her ears, her nose. The world narrows to noise and pain and the desperate need for air. Finally, Whitmore releases the trigger. Silence crashes down. The only sound is Simone's ragged gasping as she drags air back into her lungs. She rolls slightly onto her side, coughing violently, her body shaking uncontrollably. She sits there in a puddle on her own lawn. Water streams from her hair, her clothes dripping steadily onto the grass. Mascara runs in black rivers down her cheeks, streaking her face. Her briefcase lies open on the driveway, its contents spilled out. Papers float in shallow puddles, legal documents, court filings, case files ruined. Whitmore tosses the hose aside. He's breathing hard, smiling. Maybe that'll wash some of that attitude off you, sweetheart. The crowd erupts, shouts, gasps, angry voices collide. Phones are everywhere now, at least 10 people recording from different angles. The teenage live streamer's screen shows the number climbing fast. 2,847 viewers. Mills stands frozen near the patrol car, his face pale, horrified, hands hanging uselessly at his sides. Eleanor sobs openly on her porch. Simone sits there, destroyed, humiliated, soaked to the bone in front of her neighbors, in her own front yard. Then slowly she pushes herself up. Every movement is deliberate. Water pours off her sleeves, her hair drips from her chin. She wipes her face with the back of her hand and looks directly at Whitmore. Her voice when she speaks is quiet, deadly calm. "Officer Whitmore, you have made the worst mistake of your career." He laughs, sharp and dismissive. "Is that a threat?" "No, that's a promise." She reaches into her back pocket. The wet denim resists, sticking to her skin, but she works her fingers around something solid and pulls it out. A metal badge case. Water drips from it. The gold seal catches the sunlight. She opens it slowly. Federal judicial credentials. Her photograph. The official seal of the United States courts. She holds it up for Whitmore to see, for the cameras to see. "I'm Dr. Simone Laurent, federal judge for the United States Court of Appeals, Ninth Circuit." The color drains from Whitmore's face. His mouth opens, closes. No sound comes out. Simone's voice cuts cleanly through the sudden silence. "You just assaulted a federal judge on her own property in front of at least 40 witnesses." His hand trembles. The badge case gleams in the morning light. Gold seal. Official photo unmistakable. That's fake." His voice cracks. "Has to be fake." Mills rushes forward, phone already in his hand, typing frantically. His face shifts from pale to gray. "Derek," his voice shakes. "Oh God, Derek, she's real." He turns the phone around. Judge Simone Laurent's official court portrait fills the screen. Black robes, American flag backdrop, same face, same woman now standing in front of him, soaking wet. Appointed 2019. Confirmed by Senate. 9-4-2. Presiding judge in Henderson v. Portland Police Department. Mills' voice trails off. That last part hits differently. Whitmore snatches the phone, stares at the screen. His breathing quickens, shallow and frantic. "I didn't know." How was I supposed to? Eleanor's voice rings out, raw and furious. "I tried to tell you. I tried to warn you." The teenage live streamer zooms in on Whitmore's face. View count hits 4,200. Comments flood the screen. "Yo, this cop is done. He just assaulted a federal judge. Career over in 3, 2, 1. Mr. Carter walks across his lawn and stops at the fence line. His voice carries authority. "I am a retired attorney. I've witnessed everything. The officer committed multiple violations, battery, deprivation of rights, trespass all documented." More neighbors flood out now. A woman in scrubs just getting home from a night shift. A man in a business suit holding a coffee mug. An elderly couple holding hands. All of them watching. All of them recording. Simone wipes water from her face. Her voice remains steady. "Officer Mills, what is your badge number?" Mills straightens instinctively. 2,847, Your Honor." "Thank you. You witnessed everything that just occurred." "Yes, Your Honor." "And you attempted to stop your partner, correct?" His voice is barely audible. I tried." Whitmore spins on him. "Shut up, Mills." "No." Mills takes a step back. No, Derek, I'm not going down with you. Simone pulls her phone from her other pocket. Miraculously, it survived the water. She taps the screen. Still works. I'm calling Police Chief Amanda Winters directly. Whitmore's knees buckle. He catches himself on the fence. Your Honor, please? I didn't know. If you had known I was a judge, you wouldn't have assaulted me. Is that what you're saying? He swallows hard, says nothing. If I was a secretary like you assumed, this would have been acceptable? No, I mean that's not. Choose your next words very carefully, officer. Her phone rings once. Twice. A voice answers. Chief Winters. Simone puts it on speaker so everyone can hear. Chief, this is Judge Simone Laron. I need you to come to my home immediately. 2847 Maple Ridge Drive. A pause. Judge Laron, is everything all right? No. One of your officers just physically assaulted me in my front yard after accusing me of trespassing at my own home. The silence on the other end stretches. Then Chief Winters' voice comes back, tight with controlled fury. What officer? Derek Whitmore. Badge 4782. Another pause. Longer this time. Jesus Christ. Judge, I'm 10 minutes away. Is the officer still unseen? He is. Don't let him leave. I'm coming with internal affairs. Thank you, Chief. Simone extends the phone toward Whitmore. She'd like to speak with you. His hand shakes so badly, he nearly drops it. He raises the phone to his ear, taking it off speaker. But the crowd is quiet enough. Everyone can still hear what comes next. Everyone hears Chief Winters' voice through the phone, loud, sharp, furious. Whitmore, what the hell did you do? Whitmore swallows hard, his throat working. Chief, there was a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. The word cracks like a whip. You assaulted a federal judge. I didn't know she was, so that makes it okay. Chief Winters cuts in. If she wasn't a judge, assault would be fine. No, ma'am. Hand over your badge and gun right now. You're suspended immediately. The words hit him like a physical blow. His face crumbles. 15 years. Gone. Chief, please. His voice breaks. I have kids. A mortgage. I've been on the force. You were on the force. Not anymore. Put Judge Laron back on. Whitmore's hands shake as he holds the phone out. His fingers brush Simone's skin for a fraction of a second. He jerks away as if burned. Simone takes the phone, removes it from speaker, and presses it to her ear. Yes, Chief. The conversation is private now, but her face tells the entire story. Her jaw tightens. She listens, nods once, glances briefly at Whitmore, who can barely stand upright. Yes, I'll file a formal complaint. Another pause. Yes, I understand. Thank you, Chief. She ends the call. Then she turns to the crowd. There are at least 50 people now. Cars have stopped in the street, neighbors line porches and sidewalks. Phones remain raised, recording. Mrs. Henderson, Mr. Carter, anyone else who witnessed this, please save your video footage. You'll be contacted by investigators. A chorus rises immediately. Yes, Your Honor. Of course, absolutely. The young couple steps forward. The woman speaks softly, her voice steady despite the tension. Judge Laron, we got everything. 3 different angles. We'll send it wherever you need. Thank you. Simone meets her eyes. Appreciate your courage. The teenage live streamer moves closer, phone still held high. Your Honor, my video went viral. 12,000 people watching now. Should I keep it up? Simone considers for a moment. Yes, keep it up. Truth needs sunlight. Whitmore makes a sound, small, broken, almost a whimper. He watches his life collapse in real time. Mills has stepped completely away from his former partner, now standing near the patrol car, radio in hand. 7 Adam, 12-2 dispatch. Questing supervisor and internal affairs to 2847 Maple Ridge Drive. Officer involved incident. Federal judge involved. The radio crackles. Say again. 7 Adam, 12. Supervisor and IA. Federal judge. He hesitates, then adds quietly, "It's bad." Whitmore suddenly drops to his knees on the wet lawn. His uniform absorbs water and mud instantly. Your Honor, please. Tears stream down his face. Please, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It's a terrible mistake. Simone looks down at him. Water still drips from her hair, her clothes. She's shivering now, the morning air cutting through soaked fabric. Adrenaline fades, leaving cold and exhaustion in its wake. You didn't make a mistake, Officer Whitmore. Her voice is calm, controlled, unforgiving. You made a choice. Multiple choices. For almost an hour. I didn't mean you meant every word, every action. She looks around, then back at him. You profiled me. You humiliated me. You assaulted me. All because you saw a black woman and assumed I didn't belong. That's not, don't. Her voice slices through him like a blade. Wow. Don't lie to me. Not now. She gestures toward the phone surrounding them. The truth is on camera from a dozen angles. Your words, your actions, all documented. Whitmore bows his head, shoulders shaking. A news van pulls onto the street. Quan 6 News. A reporter jumps out, an Asian woman in her mid-30s, camera operator right behind her. She takes in the scene at a glance-soaked woman standing tall, kneeling officer, crowd filming, her eyes widen, Judge Laurent. She approaches carefully. I'm Laura Carter with Quan News. Can you tell us what happened? Simone hesitates for half a second, and she nods. Yes, I can. She steps toward the camera. Water drips from her clothes with each step. Her hair is a mess, mascara streaked. But her posture is unshaken. My name is Dr. Simone Laurent. I'm a federal judge for the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. The camera rolls. This morning I was watering flowers in my own front yard. Officer Whitmore approached me and demanded to know what I was doing in this neighborhood. Laura Carter holds the mic steady. When I told him I lived here, he didn't believe me. He accused me of trespassing, of being either a maid or a criminal. He demanded proof that I could afford a home in this neighborhood. Whitmore lifts his head, watching his career disintegrate live on television. When water accidentally splashed on his uniform, he grabbed my garden hose and assaulted me for nearly a minute at full pressure while I was on the ground, unable to breathe. Laura Carter's face tightens. Professional shock, but real. He did this because I'm a black woman. He couldn't fathom that I might belong here, that I might have earned my place. Behind her, Whitmore's phone buzzes again and again and again. Family, friends, headlines, notifications. His world unraveling text by text. This isn't just about me, Simone continues. This is about every person of color who's been told they don't belong, who's been harassed, humiliated or worse by those sworn to protect them. A black SUV pulls up, federal plates. Special Agent Sarah Kim steps out, FBI. She scans the scene, the cameras, the crowd, then walks straight to Simone. She flashes her credentials. Judge Laurent, I'm Special Agent Kim with the FBI Civil Rights Division. I need to speak with you. Simone nods, then turns back to the camera one last time. Officer Whitmore will face consequences, but he's a symptom. The disease is a system that allowed him to operate this way for 15 years. Her eyes lock on the lens. That system must change. Laura Carter lowers the mic. Thank you, Your Honor. This will be national news within the hour. Good. Let it be. Another car arrives. An unmarked sedan. Sergeant Vincent Thompson steps out. Black man, gray at the temples, 25 years on the force, takes in the scene, and his jaw sets hard. Judge Laurent, I'm Sergeant Thompson. I am so deeply sorry for what happened here. Sergeant, I need this scene preserved as evidence. Already done, Your Honor. Crime scene unit is 2 minutes out. Whitmore remains on his knees, sobbing. Mills stands apart now, giving his statement to Agent Kim in a low, shaking voice. Eleanor approaches with a towel in her hands. Simone, honey, you need to get warm. Simone accepts it, wrapping it around her shoulders. She's shaking now from cold, from shock, from everything finally crashing down. Eleanor squeezes her gently. You were brave. Simone meets her eyes. So were you. Thank you. Simone's voice is quiet. Brave. Eleanor shakes her head, eyes wet. No, dear, you're the brave one. More official vehicles arrive, lights flashing softly now, no sirens. Internal affairs, crime scene investigators, supervisors. Yellow tape stretches across Simone's lawn, cutting through rose bushes that were perfect just an hour ago. Her sanctuary has been transformed into evidence. Simone's phone rings again. She looks at the screen. James. Her husband's voice explodes through the speaker the moment she answers. Simone, I just saw the news. Are you okay? I'm leaving the hospital right now. I'm okay. I'm okay. Her voice wavers despite her words. Come home, 10 minutes. I'm coming. She ends the call and looks at her house. It's a place where she drank coffee every morning, where she argued cases late into the night, where she felt safe. Yellow tape flutters across it now. Chief Winter's car pulls up. The chief herself steps out. White woman, early 50s, uniform crisp, jaw set in hard, controlled lines. She walks directly toward Simone, no hesitation. Judge Laurent, I cannot express how horrified I am. Your apologies mean nothing without action, Chief. Winters nods once. You'll have action, I promise you that. She turns sharply toward Whitmore, still kneeling in the mud. Derek Whitmore, stand up. He struggles to his feet, legs shaking, knees barely holding him upright. Badge, gun, all department property. Now, Mills steps forward, hands trembling as he removes Whitmore's badge and service weapon. He hands them to the chief without meeting Whitmore's eyes. Winters holds them up for a moment. 15 years of service, ended in 1 hour of hatred. She drops them into an evidence bag. Whitmore's face goes blank. Shock settles in. He has lost everything, and he knows it. Simone stands wrapped in Eleanor's towel, water still dripping from her hair, her clothes. But something in her posture changes. The victim becomes the authority. Officer Whitmore, we need to be clear about what happens next. He looks up at her, eyes swollen, face streaked with tears. You violated Title 18, Section 242. Deprivation of rights under color of law, federal felony. Your Honor, I'm not finished. Her voice is firm, unyielding. You also violated Oregon state law. Assault in the 3rd degree, official misconduct, coercion. Agent Kim steps forward, notebook already open. Judge Laurent, for the record, describe the specific threats he made. Simone's memory is razor sharp, honed by years on the bench. Said, you people think you can move into neighborhoods like this? Whitmore's face drains of color. He asked, who was paying for this house? Your drug dealer boyfriend? Those words hit the ground like a verdict. He threatened to call immigration despite me being native-born, called me a maid or a thief. He weaponized my garden hose and assaulted me for 50 seconds while I was on the ground while I begged him to stop. Agent Kim writes steadily, every word documented. The crowd is silent now. 50 people, phones still raised. No one speaks. Mr. Carter, Simone turns toward him. You mentioned you're a retired attorney. What area? Civil rights litigation? 30 years. Police misconduct cases. Would you provide expert witness testimony? Mr. Carter nods without hesitation. It would be my honor. Whitmore's future lawyer just inherited another nightmare. Sergeant Thompson approaches. Your Honor, Chief Winters has authorized administrative custody. He needs to come to the station. Understood. Thompson turns. Derek, let's go. Whitmore doesn't move. Frozen, Your Honor. His voice breaks completely. Please, I'm begging you. My wife Jennifer's a nurse. We have 2 kids. Mez 7, Tyler's 4. They need their father. Simone's face does not change. Should have thought about Emma and Tyler before you humiliated someone's mother. I'll do anything. Resign. Public apology. Whatever you want. You'll do all of that, whether you want to or not. Please don't destroy my family. I'm not destroying your family. She meets his eyes. You did that when you chose hate over duty. A car screeches into the driveway. A woman jumps out, late 30s. Scrubs, brown hair pulled back tight. Jennifer Whitmore, Derek. She runs, then stops cold. Cameras, crowd, yellow tape. What did you do? Whitmore can't look at her. Mills steps forward and explains quietly. Her face shifts confusion, horror, then pure rage. You assaulted a federal judge, she screams. A judge? Jenny, I didn't know. Even if she wasn't a judge, you sprayed someone with a hose in her own yard? It was a mistake. The kids will see this. Emma's going to see her father attacking someone. Her voice cracks as tears spill down her face. How do I tell them? She turns, then sees Simone. The wet clothes, the ruined papers. The dignity stripped and then reclaimed. Jennifer walks over and stands in front of her. Your Honor, I am so sorry. So deeply sorry. Simone's voice softens just slightly. Mrs. Whitmore, you are not responsible for his choices. She pauses. But I am responsible for what I teach my children. They need to see accountability. Jennifer turns suddenly to the cameras, to Laura Carter's news crew. I'm Jennifer Whitmore. Derek is my husband. What he did today was evil, racist, and unforgivable. The crowd murmurs in shock. Stand with Judge Laurent. Derek stares at her, stunned. Jenny, don't. She doesn't look back. She walks to her car and drives away. The silence that follows is crushing. Chief Winters steps forward again. Your Honor, are you pressing charges? Federal charges. State charges. Every applicable charge. FBI will take lead on federal. Daw Williams on state. Chief, how many complaints has Whitmore had? Winters looks to Thompson. He checks his phone. 12 excessive force complaints. 37 documented stops of minorities in white neighborhoods. 3 settled lawsuits. $1.2 million in taxpayer payouts. A crowd erupts. How is he still a cop? Winters' face shows shame. That's what we'll investigate. Promises aren't enough. Simone's voice carries. I want action. Reform. This must be the last time someone is terrorized in their own neighborhood. You have my word. Words got us here, Chief. Action gets us out. The car pulls in fast. Dr. James Laurent is out before it fully stops. Runs to his wife. Simone, she collapses into him. Strength finally cracks. Her body shakes. I've got you, he whispers. He looks up at Whitmore, eyes blazing. You're lucky there are witnesses here, James. Simone's voice is muffled against his chest. Let the law handle it. He breathes deeply, forces himself to step back. Thompson moves in. Derek, time to go. Whitmore stands, legs barely holding him upright. He looks at Simone one last time. I know you won't believe me, but I'm truly sorry. She lifts her head. You're right. I don't believe you. She holds his gaze. You're sorry you got caught. Sorry there were cameras. Sorry I wasn't who you assumed. Simone doesn't blink. That's not what you're sorry for. Her voice is steady, cutting. You're sorry you couldn't get away with it this time. Sergeant Thompson places a firm hand on Whitmore's arm and guides him toward the patrol car. No cuffs yet. No metal bite on the wrists. But everyone knows they're coming. The crowd parts as he walks. Some jeer, some shout, some just stare. Phones stay raised. The live stream counter ticks upward, 28,000 watching live. Justice for Judge Laurent trends locally within minutes. Whitmore slides into the back seat. 8. The door shuts. Through the glass, his face is empty. No anger now, no arrogance. Just the hollow stare of a man watching his life collapse. The car pulls away. No one looks away until it disappears. Simone turns back to the cameras. What happened today will not be swept away. Her voice carries strong, clear, judicial. It will not be minimized. It will not be forgotten. Every video, every witness statement, every piece of evidence will ensure Derek Whitmore faces justice. She pauses. But more importantly, it will expose and change a system that let him operate for 15 years. A system that ignored 12 complaints, that paid $1.2 million to keep victims quiet. Laura Carter's camera stays locked on her. I'm a federal judge. Direct to lens now. I had power, I had resources, and still I was attacked. Still assumed criminal. Her eyes harden. This can happen to me. Imagine those without my advantages. Those who can't fight back. Those who don't have badges to reveal. Silence falls over the street. This is not the end. This is the beginning of accountability, of reform, of change. She pulls the towel tighter around her shoulders. Thank you for recording, for witnessing, for refusing to look away. You saved more than me today. Applause breaks out, builds spreading through the crowd. Eleanor wipes tears from her face. Mr. Carter nods once, solemn. Teenagers raise their phones higher. Change happens when people refuse to accept injustice. Today, 50 people refused, and the world is watching. 2 hours later, Portland Police Bureau headquarters erupts into controlled chaos. Chief Winters stands in the command center. Every phone line is lit. Media requests, city council, federal investigators. Her assistant rushes in. Chief, the mayor's on line 3. FBI director on 5. CNN wants a statement. Tell CNN press conference at 4 p.m. Connect the FBI. She listens. Her face tightens. Yes, sir. Full cooperation. Every file, every complaint. She hangs up and looks at her team. Civil Rights Division, Federal Investigation. You're flying in tonight? Internal Affairs. Detective Maria Ramirez enters, a thick file in hand. Whitmore's personnel record. Winters takes it. 12 excessive force complaints. All marked unfounded. All signed by Captain Richard Reynolds. Where's Reynolds? Called in sick this morning before the incident. A beat. Convenient. Get him on the phone. If he doesn't answer, send officers to his house. The door opens again. District Attorney Marcus Williams steps in sharp suit, sharper mind. Amanda, tell me we can prosecute. Winters pulls up a laptop. 11 camera angles. 42 witnesses. Federal judge victim. Personal body cam footage. She hits play. Williams watches. His jaw tightens. When Whitmore laughs on screen, his hands curl into fists. How long? 53 seconds. Williams closes his eyes. Salt 3. Official misconduct. Coercion. Hate crime enhancement. The union will fight. Let them. He exhales sharply. We have his texts from that morning. Racial animus is clear. And Reynolds' obstruction, conspiracy. If he buried complaints, he's an accessory. Back at Judge Lauren's home, yellow tape still cuts through everything. FBI teams photograph trampled roses, scattered papers, the garden hose tagged as evidence. Agent Kim interviews neighbors. Eleanor Henderson sits on her porch, voice trembling. I told him she was my neighbor. He threatened to arrest me. Did you feel intimidated? Terrified, but I couldn't stay silent. Agent Kim writes carefully. Mrs. Henderson, your courage saved this case. Inside, Simone sits at her kitchen table. Dry clothes now, a soft sweater, hair wrapped in a towel. James sets tea in front of her. She hasn't touched the first cup. It's cold. You should eat. I'm not hungry. She stares at the table. Every time I close my eyes, I see his face, hear his voice, feel the water. James takes her hand. Not your fault, I know. But knowing doesn't stop the feeling. Her phone buzzes nonstop. Chief Judge Morrison, you're off calendar next week. Non-negotiable. Da Williams charges filed tomorrow. He's going down. NIG President, we stand with you. ACLU, legal support available. She sets the phone down and covers her face. Everyone will see me at my lowest, soaking wet, helpless. James lifts her chin gently. They'll also see you stand up, pull rank, refuse to be broken. I feel broken. You're hurt. That's different. A knock. Agent Kim, Judge Laurent, we need your formal statement for the federal case. Simone rises. The judge returns. Let's do this. It's 90 minutes, 20 pages of notes, every detail documented. Federal indictment within 72 hours, priority 1. At the precinct, Whitmore sits in interrogation. No badge, no gun, no authority. His union lawyer, Jack Morrison, sits beside him as tired, voice flat. Derek, don't say anything without me. What's happening to me? Federal charges, state charges, 15 years combined if convicted. 15 years. My kids will be grown. My kids will be grown. You assaulted a federal judge on camera. There's no defense. Can we plea? Maybe, but the feds want prison time. Significant time. Whitmore sobs. Morrison doesn't comfort him. The door opens. Chief Winters steps in. Derek Whitmore, effective immediately. You are terminated from the Portland Police Bureau. You can't. I'm suspended pending investigations over. The video is conclusive. You violated policy, law, and oath. She drops termination papers on the table. 48 hours to clear your locker. Benefits end tonight. She leaves. Morrison slides the papers forward. Sign. What if I don't? They terminate you anyway. This is cleaner. Whitmore's hand shakes as he signs. 15 years gone. Outside, news vans line the street. Local, national, international. Laura Carter reports. Live. Breaking news. Officer Derek Whitmore fired. Federal charges expected within days. Behind her, protesters gather. Signs rise. Justice for Judge Laurent. End police racism. Accountability now. 200 people fill the street in front of City Hall. The number keeps growing. Cardboard signs rise above heads, sharp letters cut in black marker, cars slow, horns sound in support. Sun sinks behind Portland's skyline, washing the buildings in amber and shadow. Evening settles in, but the story doesn't cool. It ignites. Week 1 hits like a detonation. FBI Special Agent Sarah Kim is placed in charge of a task force within 48 hours. 6 agents. Unlimited scope. No courtesy calls. No favors. Subpoenas go out in Waves personnel files, internal emails, private text messages, cloud backups, social media accounts, union communications, everything. What they uncover turns stomachs. Whitmore's private Facebook account is archived and mirrored. A closed group called Real Cops of Portland. Racist memes pass like inside jokes. Posts about cleaning up neighborhoods. Photos of black suspects pulled from arrest records reposted with mocking captions. Screenshots of traffic stops bragged about in group chats. Another one doesn't belong. Made a stop in Laurelhurst today. Reminded them whose streets these are. Dashboard footage reveals 15 instances where Whitmore manually deactivated his body camera during stops. Every single one involves a person of color. Timestamps match complaints that were once dismissed. Agent Kim builds a timeline stretching back years. Not an accident, not an anomaly, a pattern, practice. The Oregonian assigns David Washington, veteran journalist, Black Pulitzer finalist. He knows this story because he's lived its edges. He requests the files through public records, interviews victims the department forgot, cross-references, settlements buried under NDAs. His 5-day front-page series detonates public consciousness. Day 1, the badge and the pattern. 15 years of Derek Whitmore's stops laid bare. 37 documented traffic stops. Racial breakdown impossible to ignore. 34 minorities. 3 white drivers. Day 2, the victims speak. Jamal Henderson stopped at 19 while walking home. Marijuana found in his pocket. He swears it was planted. Charges eventually dropped. Arrest record permanent. Maria Gonzalez pulled over for a broken taillight that wasn't broken. Car searched. Upholstery slashed. Nothing found. No apology. David Carter stopped while jogging. Detained for 2 hours. Released without charges. Missed his daughter's birthday. Different years. Same script. Day 3. The Shield. Internal documents show Captain Richard Reynolds dismissing 8 complaints without investigation. No witness interviews. No video review. Complaints stamped unfounded. Whitmore recommended for commendations. Promotions delayed but never denied. Day 4. The cost. Settlements totaling $1.2 million. Taxpayer money. Legal fees. NDAs silencing victims while the problem stayed on patrol. Day 5. The reckoning. Experts, community leaders, former officers. Civil rights attorneys outline what must change. Oversight, transparency, consequences. The series wins awards later, but immediately it does something more dangerous. It moves people. Week 3, the grand jury convenes. 23 citizens. Diverse, ordinary. Charged with deciding whether the law applies equally. District Attorney Marcus Williams presents the state's case. 11 camera angles play in sequence. When the water slams into Judge Simone Laron, juror number 4 gasps and covers her mouth. When Whitmore laughs, juror 7 shakes his head slowly, disgust written across his face. Expert witnesses take the stand. Dr. Jennifer Walsh, Police Practices Authority. Your every action violated policy, training, and law. This is textbook abuse of power. Dr. Ramon Torres, Forensic Psychologist. The language you people don't belong demonstrates racial dehumanization. Intent is unmistakable. Officer Mills testifies. His voice barely holds. I should have stopped him. I'll regret my silence forever. Deliberation lasts 45 minutes. True bill is returned. All charges. Assault in the 3rd degree. Official misconduct. Coercion. Hate crime enhancement added by the jury itself. Whitmore's attorney calls him. They added the enhancement, Derek. That's 3 extra years minimum. Silence. Then sobbing. Week 4 brings federal weight. The Department of Justice files charges under Title 18, Section 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. Maximum sentence 10 years. Captain Reynolds is indicted separately for conspiracy and obstruction under Title 18, Section 371. Both face federal prison. Reynolds' wife files for divorce the same day. His lawyer withdraws within 48 hours. Month 2, Simone Laurent steps forward again. Not from the bench. From the plaintiff's chair. Civil rights attorney Gloria Martinez stands beside her at the press conference. 30 years of victories etched into her voice. We're filing under 42 U.S.C. Section 1983. We are suing Derek Whitmore personally, and the City of Portland and Captain Richard Reynolds. She outlines damages: $5 million compensatory, $10 million punitive, and injunctive relief mandating reform. This case will change Portland policing forever. Simone speaks next. Her voice no longer shakes. I could stay silent, pretend this never happened. But silence protects the system. I'm fighting for everyone who never got a badge to pull out. City attorneys meet with counsel. The evidence is overwhelming. Emails show the city knew. Complaints buried, settlements paid, nothing fixed. A conservative council member argues to fight. Martinez releases discovery publicly. The vote swings. 4-1. Settle. Final agreement reshapes everything. $500,000 personal compensation. $2 million into a permanent police reform fund. A binding consent decree. Mandatory body cameras always on. Civilian oversight board with subpoena power. Quarterly bias training. Warning systems for problem officers. Money becomes leverage. Change becomes the point. Month 4. The criminal trial begins. Multnomah County Courthouse becomes a media fortress. Court TV broadcasts, gavel to gavel. Jury selection takes 3 weeks. Final panel, 7 women, 5 men, racially diverse. Da Williams opens. Derek Whitmore wore a badge, carried a gun, swore an oath. On June 12th, he betrayed everything. You will see the truth, and you will deliver justice. Defense counsel stands. Derek Whitmore made a mistake, serious mistake. But mistakes are not crimes. The jury watches the video again. They don't look away. And the country watches with them. He reacted poorly in a tense moment. That makes him human, not criminal. The words hang in the courtroom after defense counsel Harold Brennan finishes his opening. Some jurors shift in their seats. Others stare straight ahead. The prosecution table remains still. Simone Laurent doesn't react at all. Week 1 of trial begins with her. Judge Simone Laurent takes the stand, sworn in like any other witness. No authority beyond her truth. She walks the jury through every moment, measured and precise. The morning sun, the roses. The first question, the tone that shifted instantly. Assumptions, the insults, the escalation, the water. Her voice never breaks, but the impact is devastating. Cross-examination is sharp and aggressive. Judge, weren't you argumentative with Officer Whitmore? I asserted my constitutional rights. That is not being argumentative. You splashed Officer Whitmore first. The hose swung accidentally when I stumbled. He responded by assaulting me while I was on the ground. As a judge, don't you have power that others don't? Simone pauses, looks directly at the jury. As a black woman in America, I have the same vulnerabilities as anyone else. That day proved it. 2 jurors wipe tears. One stares at the defense table with open anger. Officer Mills testifies next. He is pale. His hands shake. He tells the truth anyway. He profiled her, said she didn't belong. I saw everything. I should have stopped him sooner. I didn't. I'll regret that for the rest of my life. The prosecution doesn't need to press him. His shame does the work. Neighbors follow. Eleanor Henderson takes the stand, voice trembling but fierce. Simone is the kindest neighbor I've ever had. He judged her before saying one word. Marcus, now 17, testifies next. I recorded it because I knew no one would believe her without proof. That's the world we live in. Mr. Carter speaks last. I came to America because I believed in justice. It's that day I saw injustice. We must fix this. Week 2 brings the video, all 47 minutes. Unedited. No commentary. No pauses. The jury watches in silence. Some look away, some cry. No one speaks. When the water hits Simone and she disappears beneath it, the courtroom feels like it's holding its breath. When Whitmore laughs, something hardens permanently in the room. Week 3, the defense collapses. Against his lawyer's advice, Derek Whitmore takes the stand. He tries to look remorseful, tries to sound reflective. I should have handled it differently. I regret my actions. Marcus Williams rises. You sent a text that morning. Read it aloud. Out. Whitmore's face drains. Patrolling Laurelhurst today. Let's see what doesn't belong. What did you mean by doesn't belong? Silence stretches. Answer the question. He whispers, black people. Gasps ripple through the courtroom. Jurors stiffen. One shakes her head slowly, as if mourning something lost. Character witnesses fail. Even his father cannot save him. Derek was raised better. I don't know what happened. 8. No fellow officers testify. His wife refuses. Day 19 arrives. The jury deliberates for 6 hours. When they return, the courtroom rises. The foreperson stands. Count 1, assault in the 3rd degree. Guilty. Count 2, official misconduct. Guilty. Count 3, coercion. Guilty. Count 4, hate crime enhancement. Guilty. Whitmore collapses, head in his hands, sobbing. Simone sits in the gallery. No smile. No tears, just quiet certainty. 2 weeks later, sentencing. Simone delivers her victim impact statement. Your Honor, Derek Whitmore didn't just assault me. He assaulted the idea that we are equal under the law. If this happened to me, a federal judge, imagine what happens to those without my advantages. I don't ask for vengeance. I ask for accountability. Judge Carter speaks with finality. In 20 years on this bench, I have rarely seen such a clear abuse of power. You betrayed the public trust completely. Sentence: 5 years state prison. Federal sentence to run consecutively. Total 13 years. $150,000 fine. Permanent prohibition from law enforcement. Mandatory racial bias counseling. 5 years supervised release. Whitmore is led away in handcuffs. The irony is unmistakable. 6 months later, Captain Reynolds is sentenced separately. 4 years federal prison. Pension revoked. The shield that protected Whitmore shatters with him. 6 months after sentencing, Portland looks different. The police department operates under a federal consent decree. Body cameras mandatory, always on, automatic upload. Deactivation equals termination. Compliance reaches 98%. It was 67 before. A civilian oversight board forms. 9 elected members. Subpoena power. Independent investigators. 47 cases reviewed. 3 officers terminated. An early warning system flags problem officers before escalation. 8 removed from duty. Bias training becomes quarterly and mandatory, led by psychologists and former victims. Chief Winters admits publicly, we were broken. Judge Laurent forced us to fix ourselves. Complaints drop 41%. Use of force drops 38%. Judge Simone Laurent launches the Laurent Initiative, legal support. Citizen journalism training, systemic advocacy, defense fund. Pro bono attorneys, 127 cases in 6 months, 23 settlements, 4 prosecutions, 1,200 people trained, 300 body cameras distributed, Youth Justice Scholars Program launches, 15 full scholarships named after victims, funded by the settlement and donations. Assets exceed $2.8 million. Marcus Henderson, now a senior, becomes a symbol. His video reaches 18 million views. Time features him. He accepts a Laurent Initiative scholarship to Howard University. Criminal justice major, digital media minor, still live streams, still watches. Officer Mills is promoted to sergeant. He leads ethical intervention training nationwide. I stayed silent once, almost made me complicit. Duty is to the law, not your partner. Eleanor Henderson becomes an activist at 78. Simone taught me trust must be earned. Mr. Carter teaches no rights seminars. Jamal Henderson organizes communities once silenced. And Simone Laurent returns to the bench. Changed, unbroken. The roses bloom again. And this time, no one questions who belongs. Maria Gonzalez is now free, rebuilding her life. Once incarcerated, she finds guidance, connection, and purpose through the Loran Initiative. Every participant, every witness, every activist became a thread in a fabric of change woven from that morning on Maple Ridge. Meanwhile, Derek Whitmore serves a sentence at Oregon State Penitentiary. Assigned to the library, he works with GED counseling programs, an attempt at rehabilitation. Psychologists study him, analyzing the roots of his racial bias and violent impulses, but the road is long and uncertain. Letters arrive weekly for Judge Loran. Whitmore writes apologies, confessions, regrets. She does not read them. Her assistant logs them for parole review, noting the earliest possible release, 2037. He will be 38 then. She and James will be 50. The children, Emma and Tyler, visit quarterly. Jennifer Whitmore has remarried and tells them the truth gently. Daddy hurt someone, had to face consequences. The lessons are painful but necessary. Whitmore's father visits monthly, holding photographs, reminding his son of what he has lost. Captain Reynolds serves in federal prison in Pennsylvania. His pension is gone, his house gone, his marriage dissolved, early release denied. Every action he enabled in Portland's system now haunts him. The ripple effects of one man's hatred extended far beyond the attack on Judge Loran. Legislation follows. The Loran Act passes in Oregon. Signed into law, it mandates body cameras statewide, independent oversight, and systemic pattern tracking. California follows suit. Bipartisan federal bill is introduced. Law schools teach Laurent v. Portland, cited in 23 federal cases. Qualified immunity is challenged. A Netflix documentary enters production. The Judge and the Hose slated for release next spring. Simone returns to her chambers. The courtroom is the same, but she has changed. She hears cases, makes rulings, and speaks more openly about systemic racism. She delivers the keynote at the National Bar Association, "Injustice anywhere threatens justice everywhere." At home, her sanctuary returns. She gardens again. James installs sprinklers, no hoses, no triggers. Neighbors wave. Eleanor brings tea every Sunday. One evening, on the porch, sunset paints the sky. Eleanor whispers, "You changed the world, Simone." She shakes her head. "I just wanted to water flowers," she replies softly. "The world changed itself, just needed a push." The roses bloom. Geraniums blaze bright red. Everything grows back. People ask her constantly, was it worth it? Her answer is unwavering. It was never about worth, never about necessity. Whitmore saw a black woman and assumed she was powerless. Wrong. Simone had advantages: title, resources, authority. But how many do not? This victory belongs to everyone profiled, harassed, abused, to Eleanor, who spoke up. Marcus, who recorded, right. Mills, who found his conscience. To every ordinary citizen who refused to accept injustice. Change happens when people act, document, testify, demand better. Whitmore got 13 years. The system got reformed. That is justice, not revenge. Accountability is everyone's responsibility. If this story moved you, take action. Subscribe to Fate Tales. Share this video. Comment your experiences. Have you witnessed injustice? What did you do? Every phone is a camera. Every citizen can be a journalist. Every voice matters. Visit laurentinitiative.org. Download rights cards. Learn safe documentation. Find legal support. Final question. If you were there that morning, would you have filmed it like Marcus? Spoken up like Eleanor? Or looked away? Be honest. Then be better. Justice is a verb. Requires action, not someday. Today. Fate Tales outro. Thank you for watching. If you believe in justice, fairness, and standing up for what's right, hit the like button, subscribe to Fate Tales, and share this story. Every voice amplifies change. Comment below, how will you act the next time you see injustice? Remember, justice is not passive. It is action, courage, and truth. Stay vigilant, stay empowered, stay inspired.